Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda, and this is Gizmo.
We're the Newcomers. Today we have a jam-packed show. We're going to talk to you about, are the pools here really clean?
And Jerry's terrible attempt at trying to catch a snake.
Terrible.
Well, you can judge.
We're going to talk about billiards in the bubble.
And St. Catherine had a chili cook-off.
Boy, did they ever.
Man, delicious soups we had.
And we've come to the realization that here things are different when it comes to insurance and roofing your house. After a certain time, do insurance companies demand that you put a new roof on your house or lose your insurance? We're going to talk about that and lots more today.
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
Whoo, we got some pictures this week.
Oh, lots and lots of pictures.
A lot of pictures. When you go to a big bash like that block party, that chili cook-off, we met a lot of people, we got a lot of pictures. We're going to spread them over the next few weeks. So if you don't see your picture today, hang in there and we'll try to get it in. Also today we're going to have a little bit of a different format. You know how usually I'll put the questions up while I read them or she reads them. Today we're not going to do that. We're going to try to make this go a little quicker. We've got a long show and we want to make it as enjoyable as possible for you. If you feel like you need that question up there, let us know in the comment section and we'll revisit that. Let's start it off with our shout outs. Let's start with Tony and Rose. Now they're from New York City. They live in Florida now, but these are true American heroes. Tony was at 911 on that terrible day, and he saw service there. And Rose is a nurse, a trauma nurse. So two bona fide certified American heroes in our book.
Absolutely.
And I want to mention them. They sent us these hats. Man, I will wear this with pride. It's like a double delight. It's the New York Police Department, and it's got the shamrock in there. So very nice. And what a lovely gift. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate that. And we met Dana Bays and her hubby. Sweet people.
Yes. And Mel and Lisa, they're looking fantastic.
I would like to talk to them. I bet they have a life. Anne Marie and Joe down in St. Catherine.
And Ed Patterson at Brownwood. He was here house hunting. Good luck.
I love the angle of that picture. That is a well done job there, Ed. Thank you. And thanks for introducing yourself to us. Here's Anna, Rick, and Boo. They're in front of that famous sign in the sales center. And they bought a place down in Hammock at Finney. Congratulations and welcome. Jim has sent us this picture. Now this is the coolest cat I've ever seen. Look at that. That's Xander sitting in a most awesome golf cart.
Sue and Bill are coming too, and here they are after their closing. Yay.
Sean sent us this picture in his 4-seater golf cart. He's a faithful viewer. Thanks, Sean.
Jimmy and Donna are also moving to Hammock at Finney. Welcome.
Here's Ann and Rich from Columbia, Maryland. Their dream is to move to the Villages after they retire. Don't wait. Do it.
Here's Laura and Michael. They're on their way to a new home in DeLuna.
That's right. We had lunch with them one day. Nice people. Mary and Marty sent us this picture, which illustrates exactly why so many Northerners move to the Villages.
Terry Walker won the big chili cook-off at St. Catherine. Wow, was it delicious.
Yeah, Terry, there were quite a few chilies there. Linda and I were judges down there. And they gave us a whole bunch of little cups you couldn't reuse and little bitty spoons. And those spoons are too small.
They were like that big.
I'm taking my own spoon to the next chili cook-off.
A ladle?
Yeah, big spoon. But Terry's chili was great. In fact, they were all good.
They were very good.
And there were lots of different kinds. So this lady right here can cook some chili.
I like chili.
Yeah, she's good.
My next recipe, right?
No, I always say when you have a winner, quit experimenting. If you cook something that's delicious, that's it, man. Write it down.
Write it down.
She always likes to add things and tweak it. And of course, that's how new things are made and done, but don't mess with the chili. Sophie and Artie wanted to make sure that Gizmo saw this. They said hello to Gizmo. What do you say? Yep, he said hello back.
Speech bubble. Here is Dennis and Kay at the golf cart store. They just moved a hammock at Finney also.
Larry and Lou Dale just celebrated a big anniversary. They live up in the village of Buttonwood, and here they are rocking those Jerry and Linda shirts.
Don't they look sharp? Happy anniversary. Evidently, we were wrong last week on a couple questions.
Yeah, we had some people reach out to us to tell us that we didn't get it exactly right. Hey, what do I tell you?
Don't trust us, no.
We do the best we can. Now, I'm going to tell you what. One of the questions was about garbage pickup and the landfill. I did my research. And in fact, one day, the garbage men didn't get all of our garbage. And it was yard waste. And I called the people and I said, hey, you forgot our yard waste. We have branches and roots and whatnot in a bag. And I was told, take it to the landfill yourself. They told me which landfill to go to. And I went up there and I saw people dumping yard waste. But I was told that's not accurate. So we actually have an appointment to find out the real scoop. So I won't be lying to you anymore, even if it was accidental. Like I said, if something's really important, check it out yourself.
Are we going to have a sign, accidental liar?
The other thing that someone found fault with was, I guess, our information about electric golf carts. And we don't have one. So I did what you would do. I went to Google and I found out, I told you they could go from whatever, 35 miles on a charge to 70 miles on a charge. I don't know. But we are going to know because now we have an appointment with an expert. Today you're going to have 15 questions probably. So we can't visit 15 experts before today's show. So we do some research, tell you the best we can. And if we get it wrong, let us know and we'll revisit. But remember, as always, we're trying, but we're not always 100% right. You might remember a month ago, or maybe more, I gave you a story of a friend of ours, a very active man, a tennis player, all around good guy, athlete that maybe 20 years ago, 16 years ago, needed back surgery and a nerve was nicked. And since then he's been basically on a walker or wheelchair, but lately things turned worse and he was bedridden for 6 months or more. And we said that he was kind of needing some cheering up, and we asked if you guys would send notes, and boy, you responded. And his wife, Jennifer, sent us a letter today, and it was so kind, and she said it really lifted his spirits, and she was so thankful. And so we wanted to thank all of you that took time to send Rick a note of encouragement. Mm-hmm. And I will put his address in the video description today. If any of you want to that haven't sent a note or you want to send another one, it's there for you. It doesn't take long to write a card, but it means a lot to the person that gets it. So thank you all so much. Speaking of that chili cook-off, we have a little video footage for you to look at there. I'm going to estimate 300 or 400 people, and they were having a great time. Now, if you don't know where St. Catherine is, the villages used to stop, it stopped up here, then it stopped here, then we built our house and it stopped here. Yeah. Well, now it's way down here, and that's where St. Catherine is. New construction, people have moved in over the last year or so. They're a younger crowd.
Yes.
You tend to retire between 55 and 65. And they do things, don't they?
They get together every 2 weeks. They have something happening every 2 weeks, and they have a social committee that must be super strong. And it's always outside if it's not raining. They have music, they have parties, they have food. It's great.
Well, at this one, our buddy, Wally Sagita, our theme song, Wally.
Yeah.
He provided the entertainment. People were dancing. We ate the chili.
Yes.
It was great. And we wanted to show you a few scenes from that. And at the end, we had the entire crowd give us a see you when you get here. Nice folks. If you subscribe to our Facebook page, then she got a hole-in-one.
Woo-woo.
I don't have a hole-in-one, but she has a hole-in-one.
He said I'd get one for him.
She was over at Sarasota Executive, and on one of the holes, she hit a gorgeous shot. It hit just short of the green, bounced up on the green, and rolled and rolled and rolled. And I said, hey, That ball's going in the cup. Boom.
It was just like it was channeling right in there, and I'm going, oh my goodness. They all started screaming. They knew before I did that it was going to go in that hole.
She did not want to take credit for it. In fact, she didn't even want her picture taken. No. But a hole-in-one is awesome. Because Sarasota has 2 sets of cups. It has a bigger one and a smaller one.
It's doable.
Yeah, it's doable. Two holes on one green. Now, there is another course the same way with 2 sets like that. There are lots of courses. How many executives are there? There are over 50?
Oh, yeah, 66 or something.
And we don't know.
There's more
It's
now.
another one of those things. We do know, but, hey, we're retirees. But there is going to be another one built, or a couple. They're going to add the second cup.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So you beginning golfers can have a little bigger hole to shoot for. Boy, putting, it really makes a difference. So there's an asterisk by her hole-in-one because truthfully, she was aiming at the other cup.
Yeah, and people saw that picture on Facebook and asked me why I had my putter. Well, I didn't hit the putter off the tee.
She went and pulled the ball out of that hole that she had made the hole-in-one and actually played it to the other hole. What'd you do, bogey?
4-putt.
But I'm proud of her. She's come a long way since, and that's the way it is when you move down here. I'll never play golf. She had never played golf.
Never.
She'd played putt-putt.
You never say never.
She said, no. And now she plays more than I do.
I do.
Sometimes we get questions that are impossible for us to answer or that we don't want to answer. And today we got a couple, and I'll read the first one to you. It says, we want to live between the 6s. Now that's between 466 and 466A. Mm-hmm. Our interests are nature trails, biking, swimming, and the social scene. We like golf, but we're not avid golfers. Where should we focus our home search?
Wow.
We can't tell you where to focus your home search. If you really wanted to get into biking and hiking and social, I'd say you want to go down south to Citrus Grove or St. Catherine or Richmond or St. John's or one of the newer neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. We hate to give anybody advice on where to live. Mm-mm. The younger scene down there below 44, whether it's Chitty Chatty, Bradford, Citrus Grove, St. Catherine, or even across the turnpike in Monarch Grove and Linden, and Marsh Bend, and DeLuna, and Fenney, and McClure, and all those great neighborhoods are going to have a younger set of people. If you want to be around younger people, I'd go south. If you want to strictly go for the hiking and biking, you can't beat the southern part of it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
If you want mature landscaping and growth and access to more shopping, etc., you'd want to be up north. Mm-hmm. But we don't recommend. People want us to recommend rentals. Do you know a place we can rent? We want to rent near your house. Or can you tell us where we go to rent? Or are there many 2-bedrooms or blah, blah. We don't know. We don't deal with the rentals at all. We don't stay current on it.
Yeah, you have to go to Google on that, say rentals in the villages, and that will give you some websites to go to.
It's kind of a catch-22 because you can't go to next door unless you live here, and you can't, you can't find out that way. But you can go to talkofthevillages.com and look up rentals maybe. Doesn't the Villages Daily Sun
it might list some.
Have some rentals in there, and
yes.
Google. But don't ask us because we don't know. Bob from Massachusetts asked, is it okay to come for a lifestyle visit if you're only interested in renting and not buying? So basically what he wants to know is he never wants to buy a home here, but he wants to come and check it out. Mm-hmm. Can he come on a lifestyle visit? Absolutely you can. In fact, that's the way a lot of our homeowners got here. They didn't really come set on the idea of buying a home. When you come here, you're going to be starstruck by this place with all the golf carts and the weather and the beautiful landscaping.
The activities and the amenities.
So yeah, you can come here even if you have no intention. We also get the question, can you take more than one lifestyle visit? I would just check with the villages, and if you're a serious home buyer, I don't think they deny you. We're babysitting.
You might hear a little bit of noise in the background.
We have Hurricane Cullen here, and he's incredible. But
he's a little Jerry.
I told him to stay in that room with the door shut, and I see that door is open, so we're gonna have to deal with that. Hey, Cully, shut that door, please. He's in the bathroom. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, buddy. Thank you.
Good job, babe.
Good boy.
Barb and Brad said they love to swim, and they want to know if the pools are clean here in the villages.
And are they well maintained?
And they're well maintained, and they really are.
Well, it's amazing because there are, I think the last time we counted were 104 pools.
Yes.
Think about the magnitude of that, keeping 104 pools clean. We went to the pool, night before last or so, and we joined some friends and we swam over there. It's crystal clear.
It's lovely.
It's nice and no issues whatsoever about the cleanliness.
I actually saw one rec center or pool, village pool, had trucks out there, and they had it all closed for about a week because they were painting the pool. They were painting.
They have them closed for regular maintenance.
Yes.
Our pool was closed for a week here a while back.
Yeah, so they have regular maintenance on
It's
the pools.
clean.
Very clean. This is a question from Debbie. Are homeowners allowed to put in a doggy pet door into their backyard or from their laundry room to their garage or into their lanai? And that is, there's no really rule on it, but I do know that I've talked to one of the realtors or one of the people down at Brownwood sales office, and they said they see it all the time. People do have doggy doors, pet doors, but they also said keep in mind the person that's going to move into your home that comes next if you happen to move. Like on your slider door, you can buy another slider door, have one. There are doors that actually come with doggy doors. And so you can put those in, and then when you move, keep your other door and then put it back.
We had one, didn't we?
Yes,
Back
we
in
did.
Indiana, we bought a doggy door for you.
Yeah, specially made like that. But, so just keep in mind that the people after you may not want to have a doggy door. So make sure that you can replace it back with another door.
People think that, especially people that have never been here, they think that we're governed by someone that is so strict that we have to march in step, and it's not that way at all. There are rules, and we do have to comply. But in your own home, you can do many things. You can do almost anything you want. You could hang a giant portrait of Phyllis Diller on the wall if you wanted. They don't control anything inside your house.
No.
So from your house to your garage, through your laundry room, you can do what you like.
Absolutely.
Now, there may be some fire codes or something that you have to meet. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But you can have just about anything you want. Now, if you change the exterior of your home, you're supposed to get permission. And just that means you have to follow the rules. And so it's simple as that. But yeah, we have seen doggy doors. If you headed to your backyard, though, if we let Gizmo out, what did our neighbor see sitting on a roof?
She saw an eagle, and she sent the picture to us, and it
A
was
bald
pretty
eagle.
awesome.
A big, beautiful, magnificent bald eagle.
Yeah.
And that thing may have trouble flying away with him, but it would not have trouble flying down and killing him.
Yes.
So if you let the dog out unsupervised through your doggy door, you're taking a chance. Richard and Sarah are from Canada, and they are wondering if they could purchase a home now before they are 55 years old. They said they're nearing retirement. The answer to that is not as simple as you think. Technically, we're a 55 plus community. That means 80% of our residents have to be 55 or older. Have we already met that threshold? I don't know. But I do know that there are plenty of people below 55 that live here.
Yeah.
So they take it on a case-by-case basis and have to look at the overall picture. But if you're close, I'd give it a shot. You never know. I believe you could be our neighbor.
Yes, and retire early.
Which we highly recommend.
We highly recommend.
Kathy from New York asks, are there hot tubs at the pools for people to use? The short answer for that is no, there are not. Of those 104 pools that we mentioned, I believe there are only 2 that you could use as a hot
Yes.
tub.
And one of them is at a country club, and you have to be a member.
You have to, and that's a whole nother show. But by being a member of the country club, that's not what you think. It just means you have to have a priority membership that will enable you to go swim there.
Yeah.
That priority membership also, if you added it on, could enable you to have reduced rates at the country club golf courses. That's the Orange Blossom pool. That's a beautiful pool. Yeah. It's got the waterfall, it's got a hot tub.
Yeah.
And there's one more. But basically, no. If you want a hot tub, you're going to have to get one at your own home. unless you travel all the way up to Spanish Springs to use the one that you can, or you want to buy a membership to use another one. And there might be another one or two. Our viewers will let us know.
Rusty and Marianne live in the country and they love horses and they want to know what their options are to ride horses and to be involved with horse life.
Well, if you saw our Walmart video,
Yes.
you saw us talk to a lady that has 2 horses and she boards them over on Micro Racetrack Road.
Yes.
And you can do that. You can find a place to board your horses. You can't keep them here. I mean, we hardly have room for him. But there are many places that you can board horses. This is horse country. Ocala is world famous for horses, and there are many places you can board your horse.
And ride horses in Ocala.
So you can do that. It's like owning a boat and storing it, only probably a little more expensive.
Yeah.
Erica in Arkansas wanted to talk about lanais. She's particularly interested in the ones that are not glassed in. Ours is totally enclosed with glass. But she wondered if pollen would pose a problem in keeping your lanai clean.
Yeah.
And Linda can answer this.
That's a definite yes. It does come in. If you have your screens open or your doors open, you're going to get the pollen inside. And that's tough. You have to get rid of it because you don't want to be sick. But it does get in. You're going to have to dust.
Our neighbor has a screen lanai, and of course water blows in. Boy, day before yesterday, doggy, it was raining. That was raining sideways. And that water will come in a screen lanai. And we've noticed some green,
a little bit of algae
on the concrete in those places. So that's another thing to think about. In Indiana, I would get, and we've talked about this before, and we're always sorry if we repeat things, but we get new viewers all the time, and hopefully you don't mind. In the springtime, my eyes would swell shut from something up there.
Oh my.
I would get allergies, and I never took shots for it because I just don't believe in a regular shot for anything. And it doesn't bother me down here at all.
No.
I don't have allergies whatsoever down here.
He would go fishing back in Indiana, and he'd come home, and his eyes were they were swollen shut, and for days. And I thought, whoa, that is crazy. I don't know what it was in Indiana. He never really was tested.
My nose would run, my eyes would swell up, they would burn. In fact, I would sometimes go fishing to a lake about an hour away.
Yeah.
And I'd go there, and on the way home, I couldn't hardly see to drive home. My eyes were swelled up. It was horrible.
You should have worn a mask.
Down here, it'd be a great time fishing. I wear like a diver's helmet.
Yes.
I think there are allergies everywhere.
Yeah.
Minnesota Mark, he says he likes to shoot pool.
Yeah.
Are there any places to go if he wants to play pool? And he went further to say, can I play with friends or start a league? That would be a yes.
Absolutely yes. The rec centers, most of them.
Well, no, not most of them, but the villages rec centers like Captiva and,
the family ones.
Burnshead and what are some more? Manatee.
Yes.
They have absolutely gorgeous pool rooms.
Yeah.
As you can see, that is a first-class setup, and those tables are nice. And people here take care of them. They're not going to be sitting drinks on the tables and dancing up there, contrary to what you might hear. No, it doesn't happen.
Yeah. David and Christy from Ohio want to know if they can have bird feeders here. Yeah.
Yeah, some places may not allow them, but they do allow them here. The only thing, we have one. We just put one up about 3 weeks ago. Yeah. And we filled it with sunflower seeds. We want to attract the big, I don't like those little bitty seeds that fall on the ground and then get all kinds of crazy plants growing up.
Yes.
So we have sunflower seeds only, and the cardinals love them. Is it called a thresher, that big brown bird?
Yes, I think.
They love them.
Yeah.
You know, the mockingbirds love them, the bigger birds. But I called the deed compliance office before. If I hung it in a tree, it was okay. If I wanted to install a pole to set it on, I would have to get permission to make sure that pole wasn't going to hit some electrical wires or wasn't too close to the property line or whatever, like a flagpole.
Right.
You just get permission. But you can have bird feeders here, and boy, there is some great bird life here.
Yeah. And I've seen a couple bird baths also. So
You want to be careful, though.
Yeah.
If you draw in those sandhill cranes, they will not only poke holes in your lanai, they will destroy your yard. They peck with that big long beak down there and keep pecking, trying to get grubs and worms and fallen birdseed. They will destroy your grass. So that's why it's kind of discouraged.
If you follow our Facebook page, you've probably already seen that Jerry tried to catch a snake last week.
I'm going to show you a little footage of that. Here you go. Now you can see, I'm giving it my best shot, but I'm not what I used to be. I've caught many, many, many snakes. And some of you go, why? Why would you? First of all, they're just an animal, you know, and I know my snakes. I know the difference between a cottonmouth and a water snake, and between a coral snake and a king snake, and I know what a copperhead looks like. And I've never seen a copperhead or a water moccasin or a rattlesnake or a coral snake here. Never. I don't know anybody that has. I've seen 1 or 2 pictures of a water moccasin somewhere in the villages, but not here in our.
Yeah.
We see black snakes, and they're good. But we have a neighbor that's deathly afraid, so I went over to try to remove that from her yard, quite unsuccessfully, by the way.
It's going to make you giggle.
They already saw it.
Oh, it made me giggle.
The black snakes are not bad snakes. They just scare people that aren't used to snakes. And I understand that. So I was going to catch it and bring it back over here. And in fact, we don't mind them. And she doesn't either. What a trooper, huh? She lets me, if I catch a neighbor's snake, which I have, I brought them here and turned them loose right in our own backyard.
Yeah, they'll get rid of rodents, right? I haven't seen any rodents, have you?
No, it's because I keep bringing these snakes. Carol asked about mailing letters in the villages. She knows there are areas where you pick up your mail, but are there local post offices? No, there are not in the villages. We have 2 post offices that we use. One is in Fruitland Park, the other is in Wildwood.
Right.
So actually inside the villages, we generally use, Pack and Ship or the UPS store.
Right.
But we find them to be a little cost prohibitive for mailing packages and things. So we try to use the post office, but so we have to go to Wildwood or Fruitland Park.
Right, but you can mail your letters that you already have stamps on to your local, where your mailbox is, and there's a slot for you to put for outgoing mail. So you can mail anything in an envelope there. As far as packages, you're going to have to take that to a post office, and that's not too far away.
Probably the big question today. This is one that's going to affect a lot of people, and it could even get your dander up. Tim and Mary write, my wife and I are planning on moving to the villages next year. And I thought I heard you say that the insurance companies require you to replace your roof every 10 years. Ouch, that seems like a huge expense. Did I misunderstand you? No, you did not misunderstand me. And we, in fact, called our insurance agent. And here's what she said. Most of our carriers will not accept a new policy with a roof over 10 years old. ASI is not renewing current policies with a roof over 15 years old, and that's our carrier. So when our roof gets 15 years old, we will have to put a new roof on or try to find a carrier that will take it, which may be very difficult.
Wow.
And roofs are expensive. Now, back in Indiana, we put one on in 2009, and not so expensive back then. Less than $10,000 for a 3,000 square foot home. Here I've heard horror stories about $20,000 or $25,000 to replace your roof.
Oh my goodness.
So it'd be a sizable investment. And we did not check that with anybody down here. I just know what I've read. Pete asks, it's almost your time. Just relax, we're getting there. Do any concerts come through that are not nostalgia acts from the 70s or earlier, like the well-known acts from the 80s or 90s, or even current? From Pete. Pete, you'll be glad to know that a lot of concerts come through the villages. I'm going to read you some that we've been to, and then I'm going to tell you some others that have been here recently. We've been to B.J. Thomas. We've been to the Gatlin Brothers twice.
Yeah.
We have been to the Lords of 52nd Street. That's Billy Joel's band. We've been to Diamond Rio. We have been to Exile. We went to a Grassroots concert. Other folks that have been here, Jay Leno, Gary Puckett, Jackie Evanko, Crystal Gale, just a whole lot of great entertainers come through here, and they have some beautiful venues for you to enjoy it too. Here's our final question of the day. Ann is asking about reservation points. Can you explain how it works? How do you earn or lose points? Well, first, let's talk about losing points. The only way you can lose points is for a week to pass. Every day, a new week starts, and the points from the previous week are adjusted. For example, if I played on Monday, I would get 1 reservation point. And if I didn't play again at the end of the week, that 1 point would go away. If she played 3 times a week, next Monday, the point from last Monday would go away and she would have 2. But then she'd play again and have 3. But the next day, the last point would go away. So they keep track of how many times you played through your points. The people that have the most points get last priority in booking a tee time.
Right.
So that's how it works. It's meant to be fair so that each person can play the amount of golf that they need to play. If you abuse the system and say, I'm going to request a tee time every day, and then you don't play some of those days, if you don't show up and play, you get 3 reservation points. And as those mount up at the end of the week, when that computer checks, you're going to be low man on the totem pole, so you may not get.
Yeah.
It's best to keep those. Now, if you have a reservation and it rains, the villages won't hold that against you.
Right.
If it's raining to a certain extent,
Yeah.
they decide it's
They'll decide and put
too
a
rainy to
notice
play.
out.
Or even the wind's blowing too hard, or it's too cold. There'll be no reservation points assigned. A few times we have been turned down because if you have a group of 4 golfers and one of them has a whole bunch of points, that's going to bring the average of your group up.
Yeah.
And you may not get your tee time. It's happened to me twice this year and her a couple of times as
it
well,
has.
because somebody in the group brought that average up to a point where they didn't get it.
Yeah.
Hope that helps answer your question. All right, that's going to do it for questions. Are you ready, pal? What do you have for us today?
I heard a bad joke the other day, but I'm going to tell you anyway. This little beagle down the street, he said, "Hey, you know what you call a dog with no legs?" I said, "No, what?" He said, "Doesn't matter. He ain't going to come anyway." You know what you get if you cross one of the beetles with an Australian dog? You get Dingo Star.
Good job, and you're funny, but I got a feeling that your viewers are helping you with these jokes, are they? I thought so.
Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you. He's having a hard time coming up with jokes, he said. Don't forget that Sun and Fun starts tomorrow down at Lakeland, and it's a massive air show, and there's something every day from the 5 through the 10. And we're gonna try to go one of those days. Probably on the 10th we're gonna go. That's when the Thunderbirds perform.
Yay.
You remember Linda's bonsai tree? We bought that. I think did I get that to you for an anniversary present or?
I think it was a Christmas present.
I got her
a couple
to
of years
her.
ago.
I got her a present. Yeah, a couple years ago, and it did not do well. But people have been writing, believe it or not, that remember that and want an update. So next week, we may try to find that bonsai tree. Can you find it?
A picture of the, yeah.
No, can you find the actual tree?
I think I can find it.
And we'll show it to you. That's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
Thank you all for tuning in. You may know and may have seen on Facebook that we are going to be hosting a cruise. We're going to go to the Bahamas July 18th. If you want to be a part of that fun-filled 5-day cruise, you can look on Facebook, The Village's Newcomers, Jerry and Linda, for more information, and we'll help you out with that.
If you liked our video today, please press that like and subscribe button and share it with your friends. Until next time.
See you when you get here.